president's going to repeal that hybrid law anyway.
I know it's bad law. Even though I benefit from
Make
it.
you come in and make you test your mileage.
No shit.
Hello and welcome to Dateline New Haven. I'm your host, Paul Bass, inviting you to look behind the headlines on the stories that make New Haven tick. I guess what today is, folks? It's game show day. We're debuting a game called, ready? We're calling it Wait, Wait, Don't Ticket Me. Everybody's favorite part of living in New Haven or any city, which is paying parking tickets if they catch you. And they do catch you in New Haven.
Yes.
Parking when you're not allowed to. So, courtesy of New Haven's Transit Department, we have in hand appeals that citizens have filed, the parking tickets they've got. We're going to read those appeals aloud, and then our intrepid panelists will tell us what they would have decided. So first we're going to ask the panelists, if you were the traffic at the parking department, what would you have done if you got this appeal? But then here's the game part. We're going to ask them to guess, what did the city of New Haven do when they got this appeal? Did they say yes? Did they say no? And then we're going to check in with the department to find out why. Now, whoever guesses the correct answer is more wins the grand prize, which is free parking during the week in downtown or anywhere in New Haven where there are readers. And we're going to find out exactly how much free parking, but it's going to be courtesy of the Go New Haven app run by Passport. So thank you very much. So say hello to our panelists. In one corner, we got Brian McGrath, who runs the Chapel West Special Services District. Now, back in the day, Brian McGrath was the city's traffic and parking czar. And rumor has it he's become a real softie since he left that job. Very sympathetic to giving the people's excuses. We're going to find out today if that's still true. And our other panelists squaring off against Brian McGrath. Babs Rawls-Ivy, editor of the Inner City News and host of WNHH Radio's Daily Love, Babs Love Talk program.
Yes.
Now, Babs, like many of us, has gotten her share of unwelcome tickets from the city. As you can hear, that is painful for her even to this day. Also in the studio, we have the man in charge of the city's transit department today, Doug Housladen, a very regular and welcome guest in the studio and sometimes host. Doug, thanks for coming. And he's going to explain to us why they make the decision to do. Thanks for coming in, Doug.
Thanks for having me. This is going to be great.
Is this like going to the dentist, Doug? I mean, is there any way you can come out of this and feel like you're loved?
Frankly, I love the dentist, so I think I'm the right guy to be giving out parking tickets.
You really love the dentist?
I actually really
You like
do.
the laughing
Oh my
gas?
God! Are you kidding me?
I've never had laughing gas. I've had the Novocaine.
What do you like about the dentist? When they put
Come
the
out real
shot in your
clean.
gums?
I don't know. You come out real clean, spots. You know, it's the same way I feel like coming out of a haircut. You're just like fresh and clean, ready to
Getting
go.
a ticket from traffic parking department.
I actually had one coming out of a haircut one. I'm with me having
Boy,
one.
the guy doesn't miss a beat, you know? He gets it together. Well, thanks so much. We're going to thank Yellow Haven Hospital for providing support for today's program. Okay, folks, let's get rolling. Ready?
Right? We're trying to share these things on the new interwebs and the Facebook Lives and trying to get some audience participation, but Babs and I are having a hard time connecting on Facebook.
You can find the Love Babs Love Tag, but you can't find me.
So, in other words, have you gone to the New Haven Independent page and seen
Yes,
the
I'm
show?
going right now, and
And
I'm
you
going to
just
share
share
it
it.
with
Okay.
my people.
So, let's get right into Wait, Wait, Don't Ticket Me.
Okay.
But I paid.
You paid, but there's more to it. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay, guys. So, here's the first real-life example of somebody who contested a parking ticket. The violation was parking in a loading zone. How do we get ticket for that, Doug?
I'm sorry,
For parking in a loading zone.
$30.
$30.
Whoa, man.
Okay. Here's the appeal. Ready, Brian? Ready, Babs?
Yes.
Quote, I am contesting this as I had parked my car to help another driver whose car had broken down. I had stopped to check that she was doing fine and it seemed she needed help. I had only parked my car for 5 minutes. Dun, da, da, da. Okay, guys, so you're the traffic and parking department. You're getting this. First, I want to ask each of you, what would you have done if you had gotten that? What would you have done, Brian McGrath, if that came to you? And please get real close to the mic, Brian. Let's see how much
Right. Well, I've actually handled thousands of these personally. Loading zone's not sacred. A loading zone is there for a truck. If a person was really and truly only there a couple of minutes with this excuse, technically they're guilty. But first thing I do is just go right in the computer and look them up. If they've never had a parking ticket in New Haven, they're forgiven immediately for this. If they've got 40 tickets in New Haven, they're a liar. They're going to pay.
What would you have done back in the day?
I would have looked them up, and if they were a normal person that seemed to be truthful, because we have a record of their previous appeals. When you tell 10 lies in a row over a year, we can look them all up and see. Gee, they had this excuse last week too. Friend's car must break down an awful lot.
So back in the day, you would have said yes if there were no other appeals.
I would have forgiven this one.
What if they had other appeals?
I would have found them guilty.
And now, Baz, what would you do?
Oh, I would have. They would have to pay that.
Why? You would have turned it down, Baz?
Yeah, I would have turned that down.
Why?
Because I just feel like if you're in the wrong place. I don't care what's happening.
Really? Even if you're saving somebody?
I think Babs is intimidated. Two
No.
traffic directors ready to ticket the
No,
road.
Babs' theory is exactly right though. We had a top
Brian, you need to get closer.
we had a top 10 list at the front desk.
You have some music playing.
Yep, in the back. Yep.
Okay.
In the top 10 list, it said on the top, if your excuse is on this list, leave now. And when they would say something like, my flashers were on, our list said, that's how we spotted you. And they would
Okay,
say, yeah.
now here comes the contested part.
Uh-oh.
Babs Rolls-Ivy, what do you think the city of New Haven did? Did they say yes or no?
I think the city said.
I mean, did they accept the appeal or they denied
I
the
think they
appeal?
accepted the appeal.
And what do you think, Brian?
I think they accepted it.
Bing! You guys got it both right. The city accepted the appeal. Doug, why did you accept this appeal?
Without having the research, I think I'm going to say this a bunch, so I'm flying off on hypotheticals. My hunch is that the same thing that Brian said is ringing true here. While commercial loading zones are extremely important for the free flowing of freight deliveries, double parking of freight commercial vehicles is one of the most dangerous things for a pedestrian in New Haven. And so for us, it's important to educate, to teach, and at the same time have some grace. So we do have a grace policy where if it's you get one-time courtesy where we teach folks what's going on, and that gives my staff the ability to have a little bit of leniency at the administrative review. Again, this is only the administrative process that we're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not the full hearing. The hearings are going on today, actually.
Oh, I didn't know about
Response
that.
hearings. So
What
this is
time?
just the administrative process right now.
So if you get denied, you can go to a hearing.
That's correct. That's correct. So the administrative process, first round of appeals, is supposed to be black and white in the sense of did you do it, did you not do it, did you follow the rules, did you not? I will say
But
one
they did accept this one, even though they didn't
And
follow
there
the
is
rules.
grace.
There is grace.
So there is grace.
What time did the appeals take today?
What's that?
What time did the hearings
All
today?
day. So there are folks going in right now. We schedule them on an hour block. People get the hour they're
So
scheduled.
what
and then
time?
I'm not sure. I think probably till 4.
And where do they take place?
My office.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Wow.
We have a corporation counsel officer come down and be the hearing officer, appointed by mayor.
So I could just come and sit in and watch this theater?
I don't know if it's public, but I imagine it should be.
Yeah, of course it should be.
I mean,
Oh, don't get pulsed.
All right, we got
No one's
one,
ever asked me
round
that. I
one.
never thought about it.
Babs, Rolls, Ivy,
So
Brian
they're both
McGrath
correct.
are tied with one correct. Ready?
Okay.
Let's go with number 2. Ready?
Yes.
Vehicle on sidewalk.
What?
Oh, Brian used to love these when he was in there. Oh, boy.
Public
Okay.
safety hazard, 50
Okay.
another fine.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. And it's 30 for a loading zone? Okay.
Ooh, I
So
never got those.
here's what the person wrote. To whom it may concern. As an engineering student at senior Yale College, I've repeatedly seen scooters and mopeds parked with bike racks. Professors and students alike use scooters to get around campus and rely on them because they are both campus friendly and easy to park near classrooms. My ticket says I have violated Code 76, called Vehicle on Walk, close quote. But my small scooter is not on the sidewalk, a pathway intended for pedestrian through traffic. I parked it at a bike rack and parallel to other bikes so that bicycles can also use the bike rack. I do not believe my scooter was parked on a walk. Pedestrians do not
That's a good
pass through here since there is a long bike rack as an obstacle when there is a large sidewalk to use a few feet away. It is only fair to continue the allowance of scooters to be parked along with bicycles since they cover a small floor space and would be in risk of being hit or stolen if left on the street in a parking space. Thank you for your time. I hope you understand my plea. Okay, so Brian, if you got to decide, what would you do?
There's a lot of missing information in this appeal. Number one, this person most likely had a license plate, so they're not a scooter, even though they say so. That's number one. So they shouldn't be parked anywhere off the road if they have a license plate. I don't care if they think they're a bicycle or not. But also, this is a very rare one. I can't say I've ever seen one of these, so the first thing I would do is question the officer. What is this all about? I would find out whether the officer was just being silly or making a mistake first. If it was a mistake, we'd forgive it. But if this was I'll let the officer make the judgment on this one because we really do hate people on sidewalks, and we often tow them just for fun as well. Don't forget, it's a ticket and a tow if we feel like it, and we will tow you.
Oh my God.
You're still saying we, Brian, even though you've been out of this job for a decade.
I am the traffic and
You
parking.
miss it.
I am the traffic and parking director for life.
I was going to say,
Excuse
Paul,
me.
you and what army is going to stop Brian from marching in my office and sitting down in my chair?
Babs, what would you do?
So it's a scooter.
Mhm.
Are there already rules about scooters being on sidewalks?
Well, wait.
Brian brings up a great point. Does it
Motor-
have a sidewalk
motor
or not? Does it
vehicle.
have a license plate or not?
And he's also by the bike rack. Like, where are they supposed to put them?
So what are you supposed to do with your scooter? Like scooters
I
are
think on the
bikes,
street.
Park at a meter.
but are you supposed to park a scooter on a meter?
Of course, you're a motor vehicle.
I don't know.
So what would you do, Babs?
So I'd have to let that go
Why's that?
because I don't think we have clear rules about scooters.
Okay, so now, guys, what do you think the traffic department did? Did they accept this or decline it?
I think they accepted it.
And how about you, Brian?
I think they declined it.
Bing! Round to Brian McGrath! They declined this. Doug Housen, why do you think they declined this?
Probably had a license plate and is not allowed as a motor vehicle, not allowed as a
Oh!
I'd like to defend both of these first tickets, though. We don't do a good job with motorcycle or scooter parking.
See?
We don't do a good job with it. We should incentivize it a little bit more. I'm struggling. I'm going around the country trying to find out ways to deal with scooters. We should be, just like we're a biking, capital, we should be a scooter capital, even more so.
Why is that?
Very flat. It's better, especially if you get the new electric scooters that have their own rechargeable canisters.
So if I had a Vespa,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
I don't
it's
have a
less
Vespa.
congestion and less
If I had
problems.
Now, if you don't have a license plate, are you allowed to park it on the sidewalk at a bike rack?
Again, if it's a motor vehicle, and there's some very strict guidelines for what a motor vehicle is in the state statutes, you're not supposed to be on the sidewalk. However, this is so you're also not allowed to go past the gate arm of a garage or a parking structure or a parking lot, because you're also not allowed to. That's a danger to the motorcyclist or the scooter person.
See,
So you're in this catch-22.
So you think we're doing a better job, Doug? You want to have better defined rules and more nuance?
I think we could really crowdsource some better ideas on what to do with scooters. Outside of the owl shop, I've seen a lot of scooters outside of the owl shop on College Street a lot. Seen a lot of scooters in a lot of places. Again, we could be a really great. That's a low-cost transportation
so
method.
I am not wrong.
doesn't mean that they were right.
You'll lose. You'll lose.
Well, we all win because you're listening to Wait, Don't Ticket Me on Dateline New Haven on WNHH Radio, your home for community radio 103.5 FM live stream
What is your
independent
social
talk.
media stuff?
We are doing a game show today,
For
folks,
Instagram or
where Brian
Twitter.
McGrath and Babs Rosario are competing
Doug
for
House.
free parking. The prize, if they can guess
There's two of us.
what was the ruling on some real life traffic ticket appeals sent in by citizens. We're reading them, and Doug Houselating, the head of traffic and parking in the city, is here explaining the policy of why that happens. All right, guys, ready for number 3?
Yes.
You ready, Brian?
Sure.
Brian, you're always ready. Okay. Number 3. Meter expired. What does that cost, Doug?
Oh.
$20.
I know.
44.
Oh
Yes,
my
you
God.
know that well, Babs.
I
Okay.
got those.
Officer number 722, citation number is 010145660. Description. June 6, 2005, the city of New Haven became the 4th city in the United States and the only in Connecticut to pass an ordinance allowing
lot.
free
That's
metered
a lot.
parking for hybrid and alternative fuel vehicle cars. According to this, I do not have to pay to park a hybrid vehicle in the city of New Haven. You know what? We can't do this one because we don't have enough information, right? We don't know about what the exceptions are for that.
Are you sure it was meter repeating or meter violation?
Oh, meter expired.
Meter expired. So this is a violation 41. Same price, $20.
No, 44.
I have it backwards.
Well, 44, they didn't pay.
This is meter repeating.
No, meter expired. That's 44.
Meter expired?
Didn't pay.
Expired. Yeah.
Didn't pay. Okay.
What did you mean? What does that mean they didn't pay? Like they didn't put any money in the meter?
Right now they said I have a hybrid, so I don't get. So what? So what'd you do, Babs? If you got this appeal?
It's a hybrid. I thought hybrids got to park free.
Can I state the? Yeah. Let me. I think. So I think that the law states hybrids over 35. You have to register as a hybrid. You have to fill out the permit application.
Oh.
Get the permit, and you have to be a taxpayer in New Haven. You can't. You know, my friends in
Oh.
Brantford and West Haven, whatever, they can't get the free.
And as I found with my hybrid, and I have to
$0
go on record
parking.
saying I'm against the policy, even though I venture from it, but I almost never drive, so it doesn't matter. But I think that gets people who could afford to pay parking anyway as an incentive to get them to buy a car. I would argue they would buy whether or not they get $50 free parking. That's just my little editorial here. Okay, so Brian McGrath, do you think the city said yes or no?
It's a tough one because, again, if the person has only done this for the first time, they are guilty, by the way. They didn't have a permit in the window. The officers know what they're doing.
I found out once I had it, they couldn't see it, or I didn't
Yeah,
have
and
something
they
in the right
can-
window.
Yeah, right. We can never see their permit. That's because it's never where it's supposed to be, and we don't care. Permits on the floor, you get a ticket. Permits in the back window, you get a ticket. It's not our problem where you put the permit in the wrong place.
Okay, so what do you think the city did? What's your prediction?
Depending on the person's track record, I suspect this person has made this excuse before. I think he's found guilty.
Okay, what do you think, Babs?
I would say not guilty.
No guessing, that's what they did?
I think yes. I think yeah.
Bing round to Brian McGrath. Decline.
Three.
Why do you think?
Most likely they don't have a green park permit, and most likely they're not. Maybe they're not in New Haven.
Is
or
there no wiggle room with any of this?
Absolutely
There is.
not.
Well,
Yeah,
Babs,
this
you
is-
have a hybrid, right? What kind
No,
of hybrid?
I don't have I have a Chevy Traverse.
Why don't you go down to the bar and get a drink and ask them if there's any wiggle room? You gotta pay.
Well, well, it depends. If I go to Ordinary, where I'm the queen of all bar, I'm good.
The wiggle room comes in that how are our charge is to follow the ordinance and to enforce the laws
Oh
passed
my
by the others.
God.
It really is. I mean, if you don't do that, what are you doing here? And so for us, the wiggle room comes in as an educational tool. You get the ticket for the hybrid. You didn't know about the permit process. Now you know about the permit process. You get one free ticket when you come in with your permit.
What do you mean?
Same thing with residential permits. If people go and get their residential permit, and then they can get their residential zone ticket wiped away.
Oh, there's
So if you get a
residential
ticket,
permits?
if you get a ticket, but if you had had the permit, you wouldn't have gotten the ticket. You get the permit, they'll forgive it.
Forgive one ticket, yeah.
So they really use those residential permits? Like my neighborhood is residential. I don't have a permit. I've been in my neighborhood for 17 years.
Where is it?
Where are you?
Beaver-
Yeah, but
Beaver Hill.
where do you park though?
What type of residential zone? Which one are you in?
She's on Colony or Bellevue.
I'm on Bellevue.
There's only 2 streets with residential permits.
It's around Southern.
Yeah.
I'm around Southern.
And
Yeah.
the signs are there, but they
Yeah,
may.
the signs are there.
And
I'll
you
log in
don't
and show
park
you
there,
how many
do you?
tickets.
I park in my driveway.
Well, then you
Well,
don't need a
there you
permit.
go. Yeah.
All right, guys.
To
We got
be
another.
on street. To be on street. We're all talking about on street regulations.
Yeah,
That's
but
right,
Babs,
honestly.
Babs is a perfect New Haven citizen.
That's right.
Everything she says is what they all say, and they all get tickets.
And Brian McGrath never minded back in the day. But you're getting soft, Brian, in your old age. Maybe it's that bike you've been riding. All right, we're listening to Wait, Don't Ticket Me, round 4.
Oh, I'm
This
losing.
is a real, but there's still time
Plenty
to
of
catch
time.
up.
Plenty of
guys.
time. Plenty of time. I'll tell you, the jazz in the background is sort of causing angst in my. It's like
Well, there's a
dramatic.
game show. We got to pick up the pace here, right? Okay. So, and that's the Afro-Smith experience in the back.
Amazing.
I turned mine down a little.
Okay. So this is another real complaint sent into the Office of Traffic and Parking. So we're gonna take it. Violation meter expired. Officer 722. Who is that, though?
No comment.
All right.
You know?
Quote.
Of course we know.
Of course.
We
That's why they have badge numbers.
we stopped in New Haven
God.
on our way
You gotta
home
love that crap.
for ice cream. We get death threats.
We've had
The parking people?
we've had parking people beaten up several
We've
times.
had 2 clock them. We've had 2 of our staff assaulted in the right of way.
Well, y'all need
And right
guns. No.
No,
This
no,
isn't.
we do
This
not.
is not funny.
It's not funny.
Your guys should not be assaulted.
They should not.
People really hurt y'all?
Some
Oh
ticket
my
stuff is
God.
funny. Like Brian McGrath was always entertaining, but beating up is not funny. I'm
Really?
really sorry. How badly were they beaten?
Well, went to the hospital, missed a few days' work.
Over
got lost their
tickets?
back. Got lost their back, and they're healthy, and they're walking around.
It happens.
People take this really
It
seriously.
happens every year. Yeah, the most sacred thing
How
in
often were
America
they-
is
how
a
recently were
motor
they beaten?
vehicle to
That's
a
right.
motorist.
How recently were they beaten?
It's multiple times, and the last one was within the last calendar year, 12 months
Oh
ago.
my- I had no idea. See, I'm getting a real education.
Yeah, that's part of what this game's about. It's about fun. It's about free parking. It's about education. Okay,
It's
ready?
free parking.
I'm gonna.
It
This.
sounds like Brian, the bicyclist, is going to get the free parking.
We don't know. It's still early in
I
the
believe
game,
that.
folks.
I
Don't
believe
count
that.
your free parking until you hatch. Okay, guys. Meter expired. Quote.
Ugh.
We stopped in New Haven on our way home for ice cream. I left my wife and 10-month-old son sleeping in the back of my Explorer. I ran down York Street with them in the back seat to get Ashley's.
Love Ashley.
Because there were people in the car, I thought it was okay. What do you think, Brian? What would you have done, Brian?
This person confessed. They're guilty.
And Babs, what would you have done?
We're not laughing at the situation. We're laughing at the delivery of Brian.
Yes, that's what we're laughing at Brian's delivery.
They confessed and signed it.
Did they?
Yes, I
Email
didn't
it.
put the money in the meter. I went for ice cream. Good for you. This is a little extra tax.
Oh, so they didn't put money in the meter?
No, they didn't. They
Oh.
confessed.
Well, you can't do that.
They got a ticket for it.
I'm with Brian on this one.
Okay, so now you guys have talked about what you would have done. But now for
What
the
did the city
prize. Do you think the city accepted this complaint?
Yeah,
and said,
that-
well, wait, or do you think they denied it?
I'm close to guessing that the city's a little up the deep end here. And in their interest to promote commerce downtown, they probably forgave it.
Okay, and what do you think, Babs?
I think you got the ticket. I mean, I think they denied it or.
Brian McGrath, did you look at these before the show?
No, but I know their psychology.
I mean, it's amazing as a contestant. He would not have forgiven it, but he guessed correctly. Bing, bing,
You know
bing.
what? I quit.
They forgive it.
I
So,
know- I know their-
Slating, why do you think they accepted this? Brian seems to have a point. This is pretty shut.
I know, and I would have thought they
Open
would
and
have.
shut.
Did Ray give you the information on, I'm sorry, did our supervisor give you information on why?
No.
Maybe it's the grace. Maybe it's the fact that we had a picture of the human in the car. There's a difference
So
between parking
tell
and
us about
standing.
grace.
Well, grace is a really hard concept to understand. That is-
I know some
exactly.
great theologians
That's
have-
exactly the problem.
Theologians have. But tell
Lord
us
have
about
mercy.
grace, because you do. There should be a measure of grace, but how do you define it, and how would you make it not arbitrary?
Yeah, so everyone gets a one-time. As Brian mentioned, a lot of people come in and say the same thing over and over, and I think somebody once said that that's the definition of an insanity.
Yeah, well, you hear the word that
Change.
Paul.
You know what? I have to play my grace card because I have not paid my grace card. Played my grace card yet.
Well, you heard,
I just paid
I
my
think you've
tickets.
gone through all the education you need though tonight.
Yes.
you heard the word that Paul just used, though, arbitrary. Like my father used to say, I do the arbitrary around here.
So if everyone gets one grace, is it arbitrary?
Ooh.
Not really.
Oh my God.
It's a bit of a policy.
I
So
thought-
everybody, so your first complaint will always be accepted, or unless it's
No.
ridiculous.
No, there is. Again, we give a little bit of wiggle room because we don't want all of the airliners have been changing and giving their frontline workers a lot more wiggle room lately. Because if you give everybody, make them a robot, then the humans coming up to the counter and talking to you like a human. If you only get a Robotron answer, you're going to get really frustrated and really get problematic. And there's parking is a policy. It's not an intention to raise money. It's not an intention to make anybody feel bad. It is an outcome to a problem.
Wow. So I've only gotten one right.
But we still got time. Let me ask you something, Doug. Is it fair to say that what grace is that you'll often give a first-time wiggle room, but it's got to be reasonable?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
And it's reasonable to remind people that they're listening to Wait, Don't Ticket Me, a game show on WNHH Radio, your home for community radio, 103.5 FM, live streamed at newhavenindependent.org. Our contestants, two of the most lovable characters in New Haven, Brian McGrath and Babs Rawls-Ivy, are competing for free parking, courtesy of Go New Haven app run by Passport, by guessing what did the city decide in
Lots of people
real
are watching
life,
us.
true challenges the parking tickets. Doug Housley, let's give Doug some props here. You
Yes.
got to have guts. Now, Brian always had the guts. He's a special character. Doug is not as much of an in-your-face guy. Doug has agreed to come on the air and explain why they do the parking, what they do about a topic that everyone gets mad at you, and we found out why today. I never understood this mystery about Doug before. How he remains so calm and always wanted to talk.
This is my first time meeting Doug.
But you know why?
I didn't
Because
know
he's the
Doug.
only person I've met in my entire life who likes to go to dentist. And if there were more people like Doug, even though I almost got parking ticket,
He's still on the dentist bill.
if there were more people like Doug, dentists would not have the highest suicide rates in America.
Really? Is that true?
My dentist once told me, my old dentist, not my current dentist, as he was bearing down on me painfully and nervously moving his arm, he said, "We have the highest suicide rate because people can't stand to go to the dentist." But on a brighter note, we're going to now read another real-life complaint
I
that
like
came
my
to the
dentist.
office of dentist.
You know, Paul, 4 out of 5 dentists agree that you should listen to Wait, Don't Ticket Me with Paul Bass. On Any
All right, Woo! Okay. Here's the next one, guys. This is a real-life complaint for meter expired, $20. And here's what they wrote to Chapcut Parking saying, "Please forgive my ticket." Quote, "Hello. On Saturday afternoon at 3:15 p.m., the editor would have crossed out either p.m. or afternoon, because that's redundant. I parked outside a Starbucks on High Street in the loading zone area.
Good. Another one of these.
Even though it's meter expired, it's not loading zone violation. I ran in to get a cup of coffee and pastry. Again, I went edited to get a cup of pastry. Okay. While I was making my way, so I would have ticketed this guy for grammar and diction. Okay. While I was making my way out of the store, I noticed the parking personnel. You know they don't like it, but the parking personnel. I noticed, and single personnel shit. I noticed the parking personnel putting a ticket on my car. I quickly got his attention and explained that I was parked in the zone for less than 5 minutes, and I had no intention of leaving my car there. He told me I shouldn't have parked there since it's a loading zone. I replied respectfully that I ran to the store very briefly to get some coffee and pastry. That pastry seems to be key. And that if I had noticed any commercial vehicle trying to park, I'd have moved the car immediately. The ticket was issued at 3:17 p.m. I asked him if he could revoke the ticket, considering that I only spent a couple of minutes in the zone.
Oh
He
boy.
then told me he couldn't. And then I could take it up with the city of New Haven. Could something be done where the ticket be dismissed? Please, he left that word in. So let's leave grammar and diction aside. I'm not going to be a snob. Okay.
I don't want you editing anything I write ever.
Your stuff's good.
People
That's
edit
very
my
good.
stuff. People edit my stuff.
Okay, Brian McGrath. Oh, no, let Babs go first. Babs, did the city say yes or did the city say no?
No.
Brian McGrath, did the city say yes or did the city say no?
Did you not say this was a violation 44 meter expired?
Yeah.
Well, I think
Get
they
closer, please.
They took my recommendations after I left, and they did meter the loading zone. So I think the officer was real smart to give them the 44 instead of the loading zone ticket, because those loading zones are valid on Saturday as well. So this person was guilty double. I say the city slammed him with the ticket.
All right. Well, you're both right. So is this one even worth talking about?
Well, I'll say.
I mean, I went in. He wouldn't have, if someone tried to park, he would have had to run out from line while he's paying. I mean, this guy had no leg to stand on.
You're missing one point here. All of what you said about the 5 minutes is his testimony only. No one can verify that.
Even if it were right, but
Don't
even if it
believe
were
him.
true, I don't get the basis for
we
it.
can't do ticket appeals based on the statement of the person who's guilty.
Right. I think
This parking stuff is intense.
we get a lot of these a year.
Oh my God.
Last time we counted was 40,000. We're about to finish up this fiscal year. We'll get better data, but 40,000 a year on the administrative appeals. That's a lot. A lot of these conversations. I'll say this about loading zones. This is a meter violation. It must have been after the time. It was four and change.
I think
So
I
it's
said
4:45
3:15, right?
p.m. in the afternoon.
3:15 on Saturday.
Well, the loading zone's valid. My guess is that loading zone's valid till 4 p.m.
Yep.
So they did get lucky on the.
You got to blame the print media for this, Paul. It's stupid articles and things like the National Enquirer that tell people you have nothing to lose. Appeal every ticket.
Right.
You might win.
Luckily,
the appeal.
the New Haven Independent and WNHH are not print media, they're electronic.
I know.
And we don't do anything wrong. Okay.
But this
Wait, don't ticket me.
Yeah.
Meter expired.
Uh-oh.
This is one sentence, guys. Ready? Quote. My spouse was conceiving our child.
Alone? How
What?
do you do that?
That's all that was.
How do you
there.
conceive a child without anybody else there?
He didn't,
Oh,
he didn't say there was nobody else there.
Conceiving.
Because it takes two
So
to
now,
tango.
did the
I'm pretty
person?
sure.
So the question is, did the person not write accurately and was they actually delivering a child, or were they having sex in the backseat? I don't know. Babs, what did the city do on this one?
I don't think he meant conceiving. I think he meant delivering.
So what would you have done? No, not what you would have done. What did the city do?
I think the city ticketed them.
Brian,
I think the city said
Deny the appeal.
denied the appeal.
what do you think, Brian?
Darwin's law. Guilty for stupidity.
They did decline it. All right, it's 5. Brian has 5 points. Babs has 3. We're in the home stretch here. Wait, don't ticket me. Your game show at WNHH Radio, where contestants vie for free parking by guessing what the city did on some of the real life examples of the 40,000. Wow, 40,000 annual appeals. That's
Last time we checked.
out of how many tickets? they
100.
issued?
Again, we'll get a new data set coming up. It was 150-ish thousand the last fiscal year.
150,000 tickets?
That's,
And you get
That's
40,000. So
nothing.
1 out of every 4 gets appealed.
It's a very high number. That is a terrible QA/QC.
What's QAQC?
Quality assurance, quality control. I mean, if we have 1/4 of our tickets being appealed, that means we're doing a bad job
Really?
on some level.
well,
Yes,
not
we-
really. The way-
Okay, before we go to the next round, we got a
It could be
question
national standard,
called
but
in.
I feel like 1 in 4 is a little atrocious.
Doug,
That's- yeah.
we got a question that was just called in
Oh,
by by Facebook Live to Jackie Phineas.
Oh, no,
Ready?
Jackie Phineas. Hey, Jackie Phineas.
Okay, ready, Doug? She says, I park and pay with Go New Haven.
okay.
I continue to get tickets and have sent in my receipts from Go New Haven to prove I paid.
I have to go.
Why is that? And Go New Haven is the app you can use to pay
Sometimes
with
it
your
doesn't
parking app,
load.
which
Sometimes
is
it
great.
doesn't open.
But why is that, she says? She continues to get tickets and have sent in receipts to show that she paid.
I
Why
hope
is
first that we, erase the tickets when we approve the payment. So she could be either getting tickets for a few reasons, and Brian, let me know if I'm missing any. Meter repeating, so that's overstaying the time limit. It could be the fact that she's using Go New Haven and the license plate is not matched. That happens a lot to a lot of people, that the license plate isn't matching. Or perhaps she's selecting the wrong vehicle. Or on the 4th, on the tech side, there is time to time when the Amazon farm goes down in communication. And so our ticketing app and our pay by cell app lose a little bit of communication there. So this more happens with Park Mobile because it's a different server farm. Park Mobile server farm talking to the Go New Haven or the Pass.
So the reasons it could be license plate could not match what she signed up for. She can select her own vehicle.
Right.
On your end, the Amazon farm meeting, the
Right.
servers
The
are not
servers.
matching the tickets with the pay by sale. And what was the first reason?
Could have been overstaying the meter and not a meter violation in the first place.
And then how do you decide that in this case?
Well, we actually we appreciate the screenshot, so you can upload when you appeal a ticket on the website or through the app, you can upload a screenshot, which really helps us, and it should be pretty easy for the customer to upload a screenshot if that's how they paid through a mobile cell. You can just
I didn't even know that.
take snap a screenshot, upload the picture, and we take a look at the receipt from Go New Haven, and then we make a comparison. We go in the back end of the Go New Haven database to see when the payment was made, this, that, and the other, and then we do a little quick forensic stuff.
I
You
just
guys-
learned something new.
But you guys got to admit that my spouse was conceiving her child is not only poetic, but one of the more creative
Hey,
excuses people have given.
we can validate that excuse and just get a birth certificate. Not that hard. There's going to be a proof there. I'm pretty sure there's either going to be
We
a
gotta wait
child
9
or
months,
a
right.
or a baby.
Like Paul, we had, on our top 10 list, they used to say I was only 5 feet over the line. We would say, park on East Rock.
All right, ready, guys?
Yes.
This is a real life complaint
All
sent
right.
into the parking department
I
saying,
have a
please
new
excuse my
respect for
ticket.
y'all.
Violation.
Hey, we're winning. We're winning if Babs has a new respect.
I
That's
do.
like
Well, that's the point of
this
this
is the point of
show.
the show. It's
The point of the show,
educational.
explain
it's supposed
how
to be
it
a little
works.
lively and
Because we
fun.
love to hate what we don't understand.
Yeah.
And the
Right.
truth is, traffic and parking people work so hard. They're just enforcing the law, and they get the brunt of the anger that people have. And even if people are sometimes right, it's not their fault.
Right.
And they might occasionally make mistakes out of 40,000 times in a year. We don't hate
Right.
them for that. They're
There's a
public
lot of human
servants.
error.
If we hurry to them, time to the hospital. So, folks, let's find out what they do and why.
All right.
Okay, ready? Violation meter expired. Quote, I was picking up my bike at Devil's Key on Saturday, just before Hurricane Irene. I put 50 cents into the meter for 20 minutes. Came back to my car 23 minutes later.
Oh, I
To
know
find a
that feeling.
ticket on my windshield.
I know that feeling.
I realize
Oh my God, I know that
you
feeling.
would not know that. But imagine my frustration. It makes a person not want to come into New Haven.
I think you saved the best for last.
Brian McGrath, what do you think the city did?
Well,
Can I predict what they're going to predict?
yeah,
I'm going to write it down.
this
Oh, you
person,
write it down and tell us later. Okay.
this person, even though they use the great buzzwords of the bicycle and all of that, put the money in and everything, I believe them. And they were in a 15-minute zone, which is really one of the more lame-brain parking zones that we have in the city. We have them, and they're meant for very quick drop-off and pick-up turnover. And this poor guy was probably 23 minutes in a 15-minute zone, so I would forgive him.
Now, what do you think the city did?
I think they forgave him.
Why?
Because it's a 15-minute zone and they know it's ridiculous. And so, and they know the guy was probably telling the truth. You could just tell that he was telling the truth. And he wasn't there all day, you see. But this one here is one of the ones that you look up. And if you see that this guy works in the neighborhood, he's got 87 tickets in the same area. You find him guilty no matter what he says. He's always there too much.
You don't like the frequent flyer approach?
No, they need
Boy,
to be.
Brian,
They
you
need to
became
be in a garage.
softy in your
They
old
need to
age.
be in a garage. But
The old Brian McGrath would never have gone for this.
no, I suspect that this guy does not have a track record of tickets, and so they forgave him.
Babs Rose-Ivy,
I'm oddly drawn to that.
what do you think the city did?
I think the city forgave it
Oh.
or denied it.
Bing! Wait.
Yeah, I mean,
Did the city say
Accepted
yes or
it.
no? Okay. You are right, guys. They did accept it, which shocks me. This shocks me.
well, you know what it made.
I
you
can't
know what-
believe the city accepted this one.
Well, you know
I
what
wonder
it
why they
was when he said
Don't we want to promote conceiving children? They didn't accept that.
no, but when he said it was a
Global
15-minute
warming is
zone,
real.
and he said we know these 15-minute zones are ridiculous. So I think
But the guy
that's
said he paid for 20 minutes. Why did he pay for 20 minutes in a
It's
15-minute
a
zone?
it's probably a 30
No, that's what it costs. A 15-minute zone is like, a 30.
But Brian,
probably
if
in
you
a
think the
30-minute
city,
zone.
so when you were in charge, Brian, do you think the city should be ignoring enforcing rules that aren't good rules, in your opinion?
Absolutely not. We made that rule.
But you said it's a ridiculous rule, so you should forgive the tickets because
Look,
it's a ridiculous rule. But
as
it's a
soon
rule.
as soon as a rule evolves into ridiculousness, we change the rule. I mean,
But we didn't change this rule.
well, because we do need a few of these 30-minute zones. You need them, but you don't need.
It's a 15-minute zone.
Yeah, you don't
Is
need
it done 15
too
or
many
30?
of them.
There are 15s, there are 30s,
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
hours.
So this
there are-
might have been a
And
30.
besides, he might have been right about putting in. He might have put too many quarters in there, not knowing any better. He didn't know it was a 15-minute meter. He put his first quarter in, he got 15 minutes. He put his second quarter in, he got nothing.
Right.
That's
Oh.
how, that's
Brian,
how
did
it
you,
works.
Brian, did you get
Quarters
Yeah.
are one way.
kidnapped by ranchers, anti-government zombies, and totally changed your approach?
I like this
No,
Brian.
no,
I like this Brian, the softer,
This is
friendlier,
the new Brian McGrath.
No, if
I
did
cannot believe Brian
No,
would
if I-
forgive
if I
this.
had this-
kinder, gentler Brian.
The old Brian would have stood on the
I would
street and
forgive him
startled
this
the
if I
guy
was
and told him
done
to
doing
ride his bike. I'm sorry, Brian, we didn't let you talk. Go on.
Well, I don't think these guys tow enough cars, but you know,
Oh my God. Having had my car too.
they're a little lax. They're
Just
a little
booted.
lax. You know.
Just booted.
Well, that's true. They boot them now. Yeah.
I've had mine booted just the other day, and I had to take 3
Violation. Violation. Handicap zone. What's
Oh.
what's the fine for that?
Expensive. Largest fine in our system.
It's 150, I believe.
150.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I never park in handicap.
150.
Violation. Handicap zone. Here is what the appellant wrote. Quote, FedEx never told me they would not pay for every ticket. Not to mention, the parking meter person took the spot I was about to park at. I don't get what this is saying. Do you understand
It's a
what
FedEx
Sounds like
driver.
a FedEx
It's a
driver.
FedEx driver. They're the worst violators in the whole city.
So they don't have parking carte blanche?
Hell no.
No, they're our best customers.
I've towed a few of their trucks.
They don't have parking carte blanche, so they have to pay?
They're
to
a
park?
business, Babs. They're a business. They're making money.
Okay.
There is a little bit of, I'm going to open in the hood. We do have a couple of fleet management people. So there's a couple of customers that have so many cars, it made sense to have a fleet management system. So our customers can log in on the back end and pay their bills directly. So they have a really easy management system for their fleets.
Meaning if you have drivers, the drivers don't have
UPS,
to worry.
FedEx,
How do
Yale.
they do it?
What's that?
How do they do it?
Well, we link all of the license plates together and then give somebody.
All right, before we get to that, okay, so what do you think, guys? Excuse me.
Bless you.
Got it. Thank you. Okay.
So handicap.
Babs Rolls Ivy.
Yes.
Do you think the city said yes or no?
No.
Brian McGrath, did the city say yes or
Well,
no?
this is what bothers me because in a case like this, they're unpredictable these days.
So predict.
I don't like FedEx, and I've towed their truck and gotten paid $15,000 for these tickets. Now, this is a new development here that the drivers are now being told to come in and appeal the tickets.
I haven't done that.
But in any event, I think they turned the guy down. I hope they
You
do.
guys are both right. They turned them down. But in some cases, FedEx drivers don't have to worry about it because the company goes down.
That's not true. No, the company doesn't pay the tickets unless you
No, not the
force it.
tickets. You said the parking fleet management system. What is that, though?
So we have fleet management where some folks who have a large number of vehicles that are registered in their name, they wanted to give us their license plate ahead of time, and they can log in on the back end and pay in a regular manner rather than they pay once a month, big check, rather than having things escalate.
So in other words, you wouldn't have given a ticket to that driver.
No, we would have given the ticket. I've just never heard of it being appealed. So FedEx, UPS, the major.
Oh, so it
fleets-
would have just gotten paid.
Right, yeah.
They would have.
And then
They would have got the ticket.
Oh, they pay their tickets.
They
in
pay their
advance.
tickets in
Yeah.
the back end, and so it's just a little easier for
I
them
had
to
no
manage all
idea
that
these.
stuff.
I didn't know
Well,
how they did this.
We got
parking
a
thing.
lot of ticket appeals from Comcast truck drivers.
Right. But my guess is there were so many tickets, or the ticket was so expensive. Their manager said something along the lines of, "Hey, go fight this one. This one's on you." So they might have. They probably, if I were them, I would have a policy where I said, "I'll pay for this one, but I won't pay for stuff like handicap and fire."
Okay, let's try to squeeze in two more guys. Ready?
Okay.
It's pretty close. Babs is caught up. She's got 5. Brian has 6.
Ooh.
Get out of here.
You're listening to
He doesn't
Wait,
have
Don't Ticket Me. And this is where they're competing
I
for
feel-
free
I
parking.
I'll
feel-
give you an extra one.
I feel the score.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meter expired. 20 bucks. Ready? Here's what the person wrote. This is a short story, guys. I was picking up my boyfriend from his job at Cass Republic as his car is no longer running. I parked right in front of the restaurant and put money in the meter. I would have gladly put more in, but the meter only allows people to put money in for 30 minutes at a time! Exclamation point. I lost track of the time while I was sitting in the restaurant
Oh
waiting for
boy.
him. It's not fair that working citizens are penalized left and right just trying to go about leading productive lives in this already brutal
Oh,
economy.
baby.
Exclamation point, exclamation. Babs, did they say yes or no?
They said no.
Brian, did they say yes or no?
They said no.
This seems kind of obvious. You're both right. Doug, anything to add, or we go on to the next one?
Next one.
Okay. All right, ready? Babs is your last chance to tie this.
All right, come on. This is we in the final four.
My meter expired. Quote, I parked my motorcycle between 2 parking spaces,
Interesting.
allowing room for both cars on either side, and pay those meters. I use my motorcycle to commute to work daily from my home in East Haven to the Yale School of Nursing. I use the motorcycle with gas 45 miles per gallon to reduce fossil fuel emissions and to reduce traffic and parking congestions in New Haven.
Worst particulate.
I have used this parking strategy for the last 10 years at NYC, Philip, and now New Haven. I have never been ticketed prior to this one. I spoke with the meter maid as she gave this ticket. She believes that she is correct. I hope that she is not. Babs Rolls Ivy, this is your last chance for free parking glory. Did the city say yes? Did the city say no?
No.
The city said no. Brian McGrath, did the city say yes? Did the city say no?
This might have been a first time in New Haven. They might say yes, but I think they said no.
That's a good way to defend his lead.
That's right.
I said
They both said no, and that indeed was the answer. Was there any reason to
I think going back to our second one, we do need to figure out better policies around motorbikes
Yeah.
and
should they be able to park between cars and not pay?
that's illegal.
that's not safe.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair.
It's not
because
legal.
It's not fair.
Well, the better question is if 2 motorbikes pay on Go New Haven, or, I'm sorry, if 2 motorbikes park in a parking spot and one uses Go New Haven, should the other get a ticket?
Oh, if 2 bikes park in the same space.
Right.
What do you think?
I don't know. I really don't know what to do.
I think what they ought to do.
I need help. Like
They could
thank God I'm not a policy guy.
You would do a survey. Just do a survey. Find out where a lot of bikes are. Take one parking space and subdivide it.
Okay,
into
one more
4
championship
stalls.
round to see if one of you can win because we're running out of time. And
All right.
Wait, don't ticket me. No standing. How much is that, Doug?
$50.
Okay, ready?
Corner clearance is
Oh,
corner
$50.
clearance is violation if you're
Okay,
walking
so
across
Babs
one
Rolls Ivy
There
and
you go.
Brian, would you have paid $50? Would you have upheld this fine? person wrote, quote, "Howdy, I just moved from Austin, Texas, to work at a mill in Lexington, Massachusetts. I just started employment, moved to the East Coast on August 1st, 2011. Okay. I was driving to Connecticut to pick up cashier's check because I am making a purchase on a place in Cambridge, Massachusetts." The whole backstory for that.
Oh,
For a whole story by mistake.
one of those
I have
millennials
never
from
heard of,
Boston.
quote, standing, close quote. Because the closest thing they have in Texas to this is called loitering. But to my understanding, standing refers to not being able to be there at all.
Correct.
Also, the sign that I parked to said no parking from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., no standing at any time.
Right.
Which I took as, quote, you can park any time between 7 a.m. and 3 a.m., which is the case for parking in Texas. I now understand the law definition for standing. I would like to have this parking ticket repealed. I have learned, and now I will follow the law. Thank you, Chris
Oh.
Chang.
Dive on the
Also,
sword.
That's
I
very
do
nice.
Dive on the sword.
I do not have a permanent address yet, so I provided the one I just moved from. Final round.
What year is
Brian.
this appeal? What year is this appeal?
I'm not
2011. It's
Okay.
2011.
Final round.
Oh.
Bounce Rolls Ivy has got
Kelly.
7 correctly. Brian McGrath 8. Brian, what do you think the city did?
I think this idiot is judgment proof, has no address. There's nothing they can do to collect, so they had to forgive it. What's the point? So they let it go because it's a waste of time.
Well, I just said forgive because I thought he made a really good case.
No, but what do you think the city did?
I think the city forgave it.
All right, you both got it wrong. It was declined. And the final thoughts.
Man, this city is heartless.
No,
This is before our grace policy was instituted.
oh no,
Oh,
no.
is it?
Mayor Hart.
This
Okay.
is this is
I
what
thought
this
this
is.
guy didn't have a leg to
No,
stand
this,
on.
but this is the case where you wouldn't give grace anyway. But what I said was the other side of the same coin. The guy's from out of town. He has no address. He can't get mad at us. Who cares what he thinks? Give him the ticket. What's the difference? He's not going to pay it anyway.
Because the finance department's going to come down and shake their bad debt figure in my face.
Yeah.
$12 million
That's right.
uncollectible
Yeah, you know
debt.
why we
What's wrong
didn't
with you, House
collect? They
lady?
said, send them, tell the finance department to go to Texas and get it.
And tell everybody that we appreciate that they listened today to the first ever episode of Wait, Don't Ticket Me on WNHH Radio. Boy, this was fun.
It was.
And
I
learned
learned.
so
Let me tell
much.
you, I've learned so much. I have a newfound respect for the parking department.
And Doug, how much money in free parking does Brian McGrath get?
We're still waiting on the confirmation text back, but it's somewhere in the $40 range.
Oh,
Brian
that's
McGrath,
nice.
congratulations.
You need that. You
No.
don't need it.
My wife needs it.
Oh.
All right.
I mean,
I
we say
ride
that
bicycle.
parking is a limited common good that must be equitably distributed with price controls. Now we all learned something in policy.
Okay, so thank you for joining us.
I'm
Thank you to our brave panelists, Brian McGrath and Babs Rolls. Babs, we'll bring you back another day to try to get that free parking.
I should have consolation parking.
And
I should
spec-
get like $20
Definitely.
parking.
No question. And special guest Doug House-Layden from the city's transit department. Thanks to Go New Haven, run by Passport, for providing
Here's
the
a
free.
consolation, $2.25 of an hour and a half. free parking.
Whoa!
Oh,
Babs Rolls Ivy.
Thank you,
Go
Doug.
ahead, use the
How
download
do those
I
code.
love that.
3203 for Go New
Oh,
Haven.
thank you.
And thank you so much.
Does it work?
Thanks to Yale New Haven
Does it work?
Hospital
How does
for
it work?
providing support for today's program. We're going to take it out with the Afro-Semitic Extremists
You put the
performing.
code in the
I
internet.
wish I knew how it would
You go
feel to
online.
be free.
Gotta use
From
the
the
Go New
group
Haven.
CD, A Plea for Peace. Now, we know what it's like to be free, folks, even if we don't get free parking. We just got to remember to book our flight. Book your flight with us all day and all night long here at WNHH, New Haven's home for community radio.
Thank you for this. I know exactly how to use this because I have